Hi, I'm a Sand Recap and this is a movie to get. Train to Busan. On the train from Seoul to Busan, passengers struggle to survive a zombie outbreak in South Korea. A truck is approaching a toll booth that is being cleaned by workers wearing hazmat suits. The truck driver passes through the toll booth and complains that they are slowing him down. However, the workers say that there is nothing wrong and that the area is just being cleaned up because of a small leak at a nuclear plant nearby. He accidentally runs over a doe as he passes the toll booth because he is distracted by his ringing phone. He then gets back in his truck and drives away after examining the scene. However, despite the impact, the doe stumbles to its feet and turns to reveal its infection. In the meantime, 𝐒𝐲𝐧𝐫𝐞 is a busy fund manager in Seoul who barely has time for his divorce or his daughter Soo-in. Soo-in tells him she wants to visit her mother in Busan after a stressful workday when he accidentally gives her the same birthday present as last year. 𝐒𝐲𝐧𝐫𝐞 is initially reluctant due to his work, but his mother persuades him otherwise by showing him a video of Soo-in singing 𝐒𝐲𝐬𝐬 at a school recital that he was unable to attend because of his job. 𝐒𝐲𝐬𝐬 purchases the following morning's KTX train to Busan out of guilt. 𝐒𝐲𝐬𝐬 drives Soo-in to the station early in the morning, but he almost hits a swarm of ambulances and police cars that are approaching. Soo-in reaches out the car window and grabs an ember in her hand, causing 𝐒𝐲𝐬𝐬 to notice the burning building in the distance as he considers what might be going on. He says that something bad is going on, but he still drives to the station. They get on the train, which also has the tough working-class husband Sang-hwa and his pregnant wife Seong-kyung, a high school baseball team, a wealthy but egotistical CEO Yeon-suk, two elderly sisters named In-gil and Jong-gil, and a homeless man who seems to be aware of the zombie situation. A young woman who is trembling and has a significant bite wound on her leg boards the train as it is getting ready to depart. The station manager then signals the KTX to leave outside the train, only to find a group of people yelling at something unseen on top of the stairs of the station. Soo-in is the only one who can see the manager being ambushed by a ferocious human through the window. Soo-in gets up to use the bathroom out of fear. A train attendant comes across the infected woman in the lower numbered cars and tries to revive her, but the woman continues to transform. The attendant then panics and runs into the baseball team's car after the zombie grabs hold of her neck. After that, both of them fall to the ground, now zombies. The two proceed to attack the majority of the baseball team, resulting in the creation of a horde of zombies. Only 4 students manage to escape: Young-guk, a baseball player, his crush Jin-hee, and 2 unidentified boys. Soo-in walks unintentionally toward the lower compartments, looking for a bathroom, as the zombies rush toward the upper ones and infect everyone in their path. Soo-in is absent from her seat when 𝐒𝐲𝐬𝐬 wakes up. Following that, he gets a call from a coworker informing him that violent riots have broken out all over Korea. Soon, a group of anxious passengers from the lower compartments scream and run past his seat as they pass by. 𝐒𝐲𝐬𝐬 runs in the opposite direction, realizing that Soo-in may be in danger. He sees Soo-in standing directly in front of a horde of zombies that are approaching. They are pursued by the horde after he grabs her, but 𝐒𝐲𝐬𝐬 manages to reach his compartment and tries to block it, nearly locking Sang-hwa and Seong-kyung out. The survivors have a hard time securing the door, but when they realize that the zombies don't know how to open it, they just charge at the sight of people. Seong-kyung covers the windows with newspapers and water, which fools the zombies into thinking they aren't there. Over the intercom, the conductor assures the survivors that the train will not stop at Busan but at Daegu Station because he has been informed that military personnel have been sent there. 𝐒𝐲𝐬𝐬 overhears Yeon-suk talking to friends from his company about the situation in Daegu and deduces that all arriving passengers will be quarantined. In order to avoid being quarantined, he calls a coworker privately and persuades him to pick up him and Soo-in separately. After that, the train reaches the defunct Daegu station. 𝐒𝐲𝐬𝐬 takes Soo-in to the east exit, where they will be picked up, while the other passengers head to the main exit. 𝐒𝐲𝐬𝐬 is followed by the homeless man who overheard his phone call. They see a soldier in the distance as the 3 walk down the hallway. 𝐒𝐲𝐬𝐬 tells Soo, while Young-guk, 𝐒𝐲𝐬𝐬, and Sang-hwa successfully enter a safe compartment, Seong-kyung, Soo-in, In-gil, and the homeless man wallow in a bathroom in one of the lower infected compartments. When Sang-hwa calls his wife, he finds that she is trapped with a few others in the bathroom. The 3 of them start fighting their way through the lower compartments to save them because they are unwilling to leave them to die. In the process, they discover that the zombies only respond to sound and are blind in the dark. This works in their favor, and they are able to save them. They all run together toward the first compartment, where the manager, 𝐼𝐚𝐼𝐬𝐬, and Jong-gil are. They have rescued the survivors and are heading toward her compartment. Jong-guk informs Jin-hee via text message. When she tells the others happily, they respond with hostility and decide to lock the door to their compartment to keep the group out. Jong-guk makes an attempt to unlock the door while Seok-woo and Sung-hwa struggle to prevent the zombies from entering from the opposite side. Understanding that there isn't sufficient opportunity, Sung-hwa tells Seok-charm to deal with his significant other and abandon him to occupy the zombies. Soo-in and Seong-kyung are dragged toward the closed door as Seok-woo cries and lets go of the door. Sung-hwa is able to tell his wife the name he chose for their unborn child before he passes out. Although In-gil does not move quickly enough, she is eaten by the survivors as they make their way into the compartment after the locked door is broken. Seok-woo punches Yeon-suk angrily and demands to know why he did such a thing, realizing that Sung-hwa and In-gil could have also survived if the group hadn't blocked the door. Yeon-suk tells the other people he is lying and says that Seok-woo and his friends are infected, but he won't answer. They force Seok-woo and the group that just entered the compartment into the hallway between their compartment and the conductor's car, instilling fear in the initial group that blocked the door. Yeon-suk and the others tie down the knob with neckties and shirts after they are forced out and can't come back in. Jong-gil, still stunned and silent from witnessing her sister's unnecessary death, sees In-gil's face among the zombies outside the door. She acknowledges that the compartment group's actions have resulted in her sister's death and tells her infected sister that she lived a long and satisfying life. Jong-gil opens the door in rage and defeat, allowing the zombies to flood the safe. In a cruel twist of events, the survivors in the hallway can only watch as the group is eaten inside the compartment. They see shadows of the passengers frantically clenching at the door they just barricaded. A radio message informs the conductor that Busan has successfully thwarted the zombie outbreak. However, the train is halted by track debris as they approach a station before Busan. Over the speaker, the conductor tells the remaining passengers on the train that he will find another train on an unblocked track to drive to Busan and encourages them to follow him. However, he wishes them luck because they will have to get out of the train and get across the zombie-infested tracks. He successfully locates a cargo train after exiting his cockpit and finding an empty path. Yeon-suk has survived the horde of zombies in the compartment, unbeknownst to Seok-woo and the others as they exit the train. He fights his way out of the compartment after hearing the conductor's announcement, but several zombies continue to pursue him as he exits. In the meantime, the group led by Seok-woo is making their way to the cargo train. Jin-hee and Jong-guk are separated from the group when a burning freight car suddenly rushes toward them. The freight car collides with the cars of a nearby train, falls, and blocks their path. They ignore Yeon-suk, who is being pursued by a zombie, as they enter one of the subsequent train cars to cross the door to the other side. Yeon-suk enters the vehicle and sacrifices Jin-hee to the zombie by throwing her behind him. Jong-guk defeats the zombie and falls to the ground while holding Jin-hee, who is spasming, in his arms. Yeon-suk ignores them and runs toward the cargo train after prying open the door. Jong-guk begins. Seok-woo nearly falls off the car ledge as he begins to fight the zombie Yeon-suk. Yeon-suk is attracted to Soo-an's screams on the other side of the car platform, so he tries to attack Seong-kyung and Soo-in. Seok-woo, on the other hand, steps in and injures Seok-woo's hand severely. He manages to knock Yeon-suk off the vehicle, but he notices that Yeon-suk is hurt. He seats Soo-in and Seong-kyung in the cockpit, aware that he will turn shortly, and instructs them on how to operate the brakes once they reach Busan Station. After that, he tries to get out of the car, but Soo-in begs him to stay and tells him that the day of her recital, she didn't finish singing Aloha Oe because she didn't see Seok-woo in the audience. She had been saving the song for her father, and she didn't finish it because she didn't see Seok-woo. Seok-woo holds Soo-an's small hands in his for a moment before throwing them aside and locking himself out of the cockpit after the two of them give a tearful farewell. Soo-in starts to scream and cry out to him to return. Seok-woo sobs as he walks toward the end of the train car, clutching his bloody hand, as the infection spreads. Seong-kyung tries to stop Soo-in from crying for him, but she continues to cry for him inside the cockpit. As he fights the infection and makes his way to the back of the train car, he begins to recall Soo-an's early years. The infection takes hold, turning his eyes white and darkening his veins as he recalls his happiest memories of cradling her and holding her tiny fingers and toes. However, Seok-woo keeps thinking of Soo-in despite being completely zombified, and before falling off the car onto the tracks, he smiles happily at the sky. Finally, the train car reaches the tunnel that leads to Busan Station. However, debris has obstructed the track, The two get out of the car and start walking down the tunnel without realizing that the military from Busan are watching them from the other side. Because they cannot tell in the dark whether they are infected or not, one of the snipers alerts his superior to their approach and is instructed to shoot them down. Soo-in begins to mournfully sing 𝐒𝐲𝐬𝐬 just as the sniper is about to fire, encouraging 𝐒𝐲𝐬𝐬 to walk to the end of the tunnel. The soldiers rush to their aid when they hear her song and discover that they are not infected.